That's too low. Hello, hello. Oh, we've got a cat. Dalton's gonna say hi before I barely even start. I made this, I pushed it down too low, so I'm gonna lift it up a little bit. Hi, bub. All right, we've got day 16, Inktober, and I am still envisioning what I'm doing for this one. I think I've settled on something though. So the prompt is angel. I think I'm gonna draw Padme as an angel, since, you know, little Annie says that at the very beginning of, well, not the very beginning of the movie, but the very beginning of their acquaintance. I don't need this picture though, because I don't think I'm gonna draw him. I'm just gonna draw her. Initially, I was thinking I was gonna draw him, which is why I grabbed a picture of him. Sweet boy, I need you to not be rubbing against my arm while I'm drawing. Okay? And I'm picking this dress because it's white, which, you know, is pretty traditional for angels. Hi, Dan. Glad you can make it. Although I knew you would. Your favorite cat is getting in my way. Are you gonna leave? Are you trying to leave? Or are you just trying to literally lock my arm underneath yours? That is rude. What are you doing? Dan says you can let me borrow him if you want. Yeah. That'd be nice currently. If you could come here and just take him off my lap. I mean, I can push him off my lap. I have done it many a time. He'll just yell at me. Hi. Can I? You're gonna go now, okay? I love you. Bye. He needs to go eat anyways. He just got distracted by me. Okay, I don't have an angel reference picture, but I'm probably just going to... It looks like this dress is mostly like a nice white dress, and then this is sort of like a cape thing around her, or the sleeves. I'm not sure which. It looks like a cape to me. It's one of those times when I would benefit greatly from having seen this costume in person and actually studied it for the purpose of drawing it. Okay, let's just go ahead and get head on the page here. Oh, I don't want to be... I want the studio pen. Soft studio pen for erasing. I'm gonna have her holding her arms out. Zane says, so my guess wasn't correct. Or I guess my guess wasn't correct. But maybe tomorrow. Yes. Yeah, I just wasn't feeling like drawing my cats. Even though they are angels. I also already have an idea for demons, so... And it's something I actually really want to draw, so... That was... Maybe next time. Okay, I think I might need to extend that. Of course I did. Let's try this again. On a new, what's it called? Layer. That's what it's called. Dan says, have you seen the Anakin fan art of him as the fall angel? Like the fallen angel? Is that the guy who does, who like takes like famous works of art and like adapts them to be like fan art? Because I have seen the fallen angel of Anakin. That guy did. Based off of the fallen angel. To make sure her arms aren't too long here. Yeah. Dan says, I just love the fallen angel allegory with Anakin. And yeah, it's a good one. it was one of those pieces that I was like, oh yeah, it's not just like oh, that's fun. It's an adaptation of, you know, a famous work of art, but it's fan art, yay. It was like, oh man, that's like super applicable. Like, it's really good. Really good art. Yeah, I'm drawing Padme as an angel since that's what Anakin asks her. It's the first thing he says to her, in fact. And it was the first thing that popped into my head when I saw the prompt angel. So, and I sat and I like sat with it and thought about some other ideas, and I was just like, no, drawing Padme as an angel sounds the most fun to me. Yeah, I just want to make this dress a little bit longer. I might end up changing the way that looks at the bottom, but go with that for now. Dan says, and then at her funeral she is presented sort of angelically. She totally is. Her hair looks amazing. Like, kills me. Because she's not alive. She's not alive to see how great her hair looks. But they did her justice, since, you know, she had some pretty great style throughout the whole series. Something about this arm I don't like. Okay, let me see if I can just get her. I was still on the right pen, I could do that. Get her neckline here. Actually, I could probably go down a little bit more. There's a reason to change the bottom of the dress. Well, I guess it doesn't go all the way down how I'm looking at it. I forgot to turn off my notifications. Far down does it go? About here. I swear. Oh, that's not a circle. This is what happens when I'm referencing a very small photo. Danny says seeing Padme got Vader like crying emotes with like Vader crying. You guys are so silly. Okay. How is it so easy to draw it on this side? And then it was like, it's like really hard to recreate that over here. What did I do? I'll fix it. It'll be fine. Okay, so now I have to answer the question, is that a cape or are those sleeves? Because it would be freaking cool if they were sleeves. Aww. Dan says, I remember as a 10-year-old boy wanting Natalie Portman to look at me like she did to Anakin in that scene. So cute. Given had a crush on Natalie Portman too. I mean, I feel like any younger boy, especially when the prequels were coming out, who was a Star Wars fan, loved Natalie Portman. I'm pretty sure that was like a requirement. I have yet to talk to somebody who didn't think that Natalie Portman was all that and more. So the question is, do I draw her with actual wings? Or do we just make this cloak sort of look like wings? So I can do it like this. And it's got all these like ruffles, which kind of look like feathers, which could be kind of fun. Dan says Natalie Portman was my first crush. I mean, Hayden Christensen was mine, so checks out. I'm also thinking like this whole like thing she's got behind her head looks very angelic, you know, like they would put the like in those old like Renaissance style paintings for like the Virgin Mary or whatever, they'd have like this yellow like halo but like behind her head, not like, you know, the ring halo that we see on your traditional angel type things. It was like the behind the head type of thing, and so that's kind of like what this is reminding me of. I wonder if the costume designers did it intentionally because of the line. Are you an angel? Put her in all white with like feathers, ruffles, the halo. I'll have this one come in more to match the other one. Dan says maybe put Padme's face like the Virgin Mary, like looking off to the side. Ooh. I think my brain was actually thinking of that at one point. I don't think it was still thinking that though, so I might need to adjust my my drawing a little bit here, which is fine. We're still in the sketching phase. Oh yeah, because that's why I grabbed this photo, was so that I could draw her head from the side. Or looking towards the side. And looking kind of down like she is here. Yep, that was the idea. I remember now. Got a little carried away looking at this picture. And trying to get her dress right and stuff. I know it's not natural for a cloak to go like up higher, but I really want it to, like above her hand. Dan says, it's funny you said it was intentional about the dress looking angelic. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. I mean, the fact that it's in the same movie where that line is, and yeah, it's very, like, it's white, and this like halo thing, and like the ruffles look kind of like feathers on wings. It would be unsurprising if somebody were to come up to me and be like, oh yeah, that was totally intentional. I'd be like, yeah, cool. That makes sense, because it really feels that way. And I picked this outfit because I was like, white outfit, that feels like angelic. This one, it's almost like it was intentional. Might move her feet closer together though. Right now it looks, I don't know, she seems like she's got a weird stance. One problem with me picking this is that now I'm gonna have to draw a bunch of freaking ruffles, and I already struggle with costumes. Like drawing clothes, because pretty much the way that you determine clothing and like the way it looks and stuff is with shadow, and like the way it rests on the body and stuff is like, it's intimidating. We're doing this. I committed. I can't quit now. And if it looks like hot garbage, then it looks like hot garbage. And we're gonna keep moving forward, because not everything is going to be a win. Sometimes things just have to be, you know? Dan says, I searched it and the first thing that comes up is a sideshow blog. Excuse me. Padme is also likened to an angel in The Phantom Menace. Thus, her ceremonial costume at the end of the movie is a perfect costume choice. She wears a white silk gown with a long petaled cape. Hi, cat. Goodness. In the other direction, did not notice you were there. Sorry about my voice. I have no idea. Can you not do that? Thanks. I have no idea what is happening, but decided I'm gonna do this in quicker like layers here because he's literally laying on my the crook of my elbow right now on my drawing hand. Bob, you are not helping me out at all. Like, at all. Oy vey. And try and like give that a little bit of texture up here as well, since yeah. You're really heavy, Bob. Dan says, Padme honestly has some of the coolest outfits in the prequels. Trisha Bigar? Is that how you say it? Bigar? The costume designer was a genius. Yes, she was. All of her outfits are incredible. Incredible. Hi. He's like very curious about this little setup here. He keeps looking up at the camera. I really wish y'all could. You know what? You can see it. Let me just tilt this for a second. Sorry about the shaking. This is what's happening in my lap right now. Hold on. Come on. Did that work? You can sort of see him. I'd have to like lift this up a lot more than I really want to with one hand. There you go. He's like laying on my elbow, which is not terribly comfy. Because I keep, like, I'm lifting my arm up and down while I'm drawing. Great, now I have to figure out how to make this look good again. How's that? Oh, actually, that's not that bad. Okay. He's so heavy. He's like putting his whole weight on me. Oh my god. Okay. This is a very loose ruffles here because I will be here all day if I'm trying to figure out how they are supposed to look on just the sketch layer. I will worry about how they're supposed to look once we get to the sorry. Once we get to the inking layer, I will figure out what the heck I'm doing here. And you know what? It might be messy, and that's okay. It's allowed to be messy when you have no idea what you're doing. I need to make her head smaller. It's too big. Yeah. See how uncomfortable that is, Bub? Because Mommy's gonna keep moving. He just lifted his head like, I was laying there. That might be too small. Let me see. I'm gonna go with a little bit smaller, just to be safe. Oh, you're leaving? Good. Goodbye. Oh my god, is that a loath cat? They have loath cat little emotes? I can't. That's too much. Danny, those are amazing. Fun fact, you can inch things over by just tapping on either side. It's very, very convenient. I'm gonna have to fix her neck now too, because it's too wide. Fancy that. Dan says meow meow. Impression of Dalton's 2-syllable meow. He always meows like that. It's so funny. I can have full conversations with him when he knows that the camera is not on. When the camera's on, he's like, words? What? I don't meow. That's not a real thing. Who told you that? Isn't that right, Bob? And he's licking his leg because he knows the camera's on. I'm telling you, he knows. He knows. I think this would probably drape over her shoulder a little bit more. So I'm probably gonna have to, if I could just remember that I'm using a freaking eraser, that would be very convenient for me. Except it does not look natural over here because her arm is coming down and it needs to come down with it. Maybe I'll just move it out further like that. And then, you know, we'll just pretend. It's fine. Everything's fine. Hey, Bran, how's it going? Okay, what am I gonna do with these feet? Actually, let's deal with the feet later. I'm going to work on, oh my god. Gonna move her hairline because I'd already put it in there. But now that I'm tilting her head down, oh, and with it, her head tilting down like that, I'm gonna need to move it down. Cover up her neck a little bit more. Okay, here comes the fun part. I've drawn this piece once before and it was exhausting. It was a lot of work. And I'm drawing it so small this time. Okay, that I think might be a little bit too low, which is so great. So now I have to move it. Now it looks crazy over here. I have to remember that one eye is going to end up looking smaller because of perspective. Hooray, perspective. I'm gonna try and just do probably have to change the shape of her head a little bit. That ear's gonna come out more. And a little space for her eye to rest. That looks, you know, semi-natural. Okay, now we've got some bun going on up here. And we've got another one over here. And then another one back here. And then we won't see as much of this one. And I don't know if we'll see any of the other one actually because of the way your head is turned. Kind of like, I mean, you can't see the top one here because it's cut off, but like you can see a little bit of the one on this side. You can see a lot of these guys, but like barely anything on that side. This bun is a little too high. And I think I want to move this one back a little bit. So we should be able to see it kind of come in. Same with this one. Yeah, this is gonna go back even further. Ah. And I might have to smoosh it just a little bit. And this has got to go up higher. It's even closer to her hairline than I even thought it was. She needs space for her eyebrows. See? Eyebrows. Erase some of this. It's so sketchy. Sorry, I have not looked at comments in a second. One moment. Brand says, I can't complain, just working at the moment. Nice, what you working on? And Dan says, perspective, hooray! Yay! That's exactly how I feel. It's one of those things where it's very important and it really makes or breaks the way something looks, but I'm also not incredible at it yet, so it scares me a little bit. I'm gonna give her some serene eyebrows. I just want to liquefy that a little bit up here. Oh, not that much. Let's reset that. Just a bun. Brand says, my day job, sadly, I work 4 to midnight, but I prefer these hours, actually. Wow. Those are crazy. Yeah, crazy hours. I'm currently working, today is my day off, and tomorrow is also a day off for me. Excuse me, from that job, but I'm also working very similar hours. I get to the theater at like 4:30ish, and sometimes I don't get home until 11:30. So a little bit of a shorter shift, but still kind of crazy hours to the average person. Okay, let me move these feet because I don't like them being right where they are. Oops. I don't know what's happening here at the bottom of the dress, but we are just gonna go with it. Okay. Part of me wants to just start inking because yeah, because I do. One thing about this is I don't know what she's like actually got on her arms because I can't see them. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but like this one looks normal and that one does not. I have to copy and paste it later. We'll see. See how much time I have, because that's really what will determine that. Oh, I forgot to draw her halo thing. Crap. We can just do it during the inking phase. It's just like a circle with some points on it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right? Right? I'm going to remove... Oh, except I didn't put her little dots on her cheek. Remind me to not finish until I've looked at that again. I just need to make this bigger. Actually, let's do this. Come on. Now I have the image separate from my canvas, which means that I can make this as big as I want it to be. Okay. Now let's ink this. I'm actually gonna just go ahead and start with this guy. Well, don't do that to me. Why? Okay, I'm just gonna do that. And then bring this in. What are you doing, baby? Yeah. Did you want to come up here? You're less annoying than your brother when it comes to sitting while I'm doing something. You can come up. Come on. Come on. She wants to, but she's also like being nervous for no reason. Okay, bye. It's nice knowing you. That's not good. Damn it. I was like, I'm erasing my sketch. That means I'm on the wrong layer. Hooray. Off. Stop it. Dang it. I was hoping I wouldn't lose it. Damn it, I forgot I have to do that. Do this, cut and paste, and now I'm gonna have part of my sketch layer on here, but that's okay. At least it's on a separate layer now. Really glad I caught that early. I know it doesn't look perfectly circular in the thing here, but I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be circular. That was a really weird way to draw that, actually. I don't know why I did that. I feel like this needs to come this way a little bit more. Okay, going with that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, actually, what if we do like this? Just drag it down. Nope. Nope, nope, nobody, nope, nope. Maybe I can... start here. Made it all fuzzy, but it does look better. See if I can rotate it back. Yeah, I think I like it the way it was. I just kind of want to move this, I think, now. Dan says, ooh, that cropping tool is so cool. When you say cropping tool, oh, sorry, my legs are really sore. Which cropping tool? I was like, wait, I don't think I cropped anything. I did a liquefy thing where I pushed it around, but I didn't like that, so then I selected this little bit, and I used warp to kind of pull it in a certain direction. He says, what's it called where you can like draw around a section and move it? Oh, that one's just in general. So this is the tool for like moving stuff. Right now I have it on uniform, so if I make it bigger or smaller, it will stay the same. Or if I mess with any of these corners, it'll stay the same ratio of dimensions. But if I do distort, it'll pull it. Actually, I can just show you. It'll pull it like you're putting it up on a wall, you know, that's over here. Or you can push it and now it feels like it's on a different wall or plane of existence. Warp like pulls it, stretches it, folds it. Uniform is what I was saying earlier about how it stays the same ratio. And then freeform is like where you can play with the ratio. And then there's tools down here like you can flip, rotate it, fit to canvas. But yeah. Yeah, lots of fun tools in Procreate. This thing has like Naboo details on it. That I'm gonna have to draw. Like her arms are too long. Which means I'm gonna... No, what am I doing? This. I'm gonna try to liquefy them shorter. And it's not working. Let me make this even bigger. Yeah, that's better. I'm like trying to imagine them going down to like, you know, like if her waist is here, they should be going down to about there. So if I just like rotate that in my brain, that's more accurate, more proportional. Sorry, I just bumped that. Anybody watching any good shows lately? I have to catch up on Loki. The next episode came out on Thursday, or the most recent episode came out on Thursday, but I was working and I have been for a bit since then. I had a matinee yesterday, but because I'm on wardrobe crew, even though it's an earlier show, I still get home kind of late. Well, compared to everyone else, because because it's a matinee, we wash all of the laundry on that day, because it means we're not staying there till, 2 a.m. on like a normal day. So I got home just in time to stream yesterday, and then it was like, oh, it's bedtime. I was also exhausted. It was a really, really long week of like rehearsals and stuff, and lots of shows, lots going on. I worked every single day except Monday last week at the theater, so I was just excited to rest. But yeah, so we'll probably watch Loki next episode tonight, or most recent episode. I keep saying next episode, like the next one's actually out. It's not. Don't go running to Disney Plus. The most recent episode. We'll probably watch that tonight. Oh, I was like, Dan said, Chewbacca creates Inktober. Oh my god, I can't speak. Inktober streams. And I was like, what? Because I had been talking to myself long enough, apparently, that I completely forgot what I asked, which was, has anybody watched any good shows lately? I'm assuming that is what you meant, Dan. Which is funny. Dan says, I have not watched Loki, the second season. Well, it's still coming out. So, you have time to catch up if you want to. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. I watched last week's episode. But no more than that. And again, it was just because I was busy. Dan says, I wish you could color this. I've honestly kind of just been holding on to my line art for the last few ones, where I was like, you know what, I'm going to start doing stuff on separate layers, like hatching and stuff, so that I can go back and color it later. How am I doing? I've got 30 minutes. 30 minutes and these freaking wings. Ah! Scary. It's a scary tree. I'm afraid. Oh, to remember that. Well, I guess I could just switch over to my soft pen for this one. I'll give them more of that chaotic vibe. Is too wide. That is pure chaos. I'm going to erase this way. Learn my lesson here. In order to not have to erase on the other side, I need to start with the top first, and then I can make the bottom meet up with where the top is. So I'm probably gonna end up making more layers on top of this one to go like underneath the arm. So yeah, I'll deal with that later. Dan says, especially the halo part is so cool. You can do some nice fades of yellows / oranges, yeah. Yep, I'm definitely gonna end up coloring a lot of my drawings from Inktober later. Side's not chaotic enough yet. Okay, do 2 more layers here and get away with it. Because I'm going to add that extra layer up here. What am I doing? That is not the middle. Dan says, this is looking really cool. Thank you. I'm not mad about how it looks. So I'm gonna keep moving forward here. I am actually going to move these down though, because I feel like these are more like evenly spaced and these are like, I don't know, weird. They're weird, man. Problem is, oh, you know what? I'll fix this problem. Hey, look, a free layer. I'm just gonna do this and try to make them longer over here. That. They need to kind of be longer all the way across the board here. And then it'll be much easier to erase the shorter bits, because I won't be erasing what I just drew. I don't want to do it like that. Kiffin sent me the greatest Star Wars meme comic and I can't stop laughing. He probably sent it to me too. Was that super recently? I haven't checked some of the stuff he sent me recently. Honestly, because, again, busy. Also, I don't know what it is, but, like, I have, like, all these messaging apps, right? Like everybody does. You know, you get your Facebook Messenger and your Instagram messaging and TikTok messaging and all the messages. And I have a really hard time keeping up with messages on most platforms, including, like, you know, text messages even. So I'm more prone to look at a text message or an Instagram message over, like, a Facebook message, which is where he sends me all the funny stuff. Even my TikToks, because today's my day off, I spent some time this morning just catching up on TikTok messages. I had like over 50 videos that people had sent me. I was like, oh my god, this is so many. And like, they're all good and I love seeing them. And that's not to discourage anybody from sending me TikToks. But it was just one of those like, whoo, there's a lot. I gotta like schedule time to my day to get through all of these. My brother kept sending me more as I was trying to get through the giant stack he'd already sent me. I was like, stop it. I have so many. He says ask him about it later. I will. Hopefully I'll remember. Okay, I've got to know. This is kind of random, except that it's not. And I'll tell you why in a second. But I have to know what everybody's guilty pleasure TV show is. Like the one that you're like, oh, I love this show, but I'm fully aware that its quality is not super high. And I don't care. Like, it's, you know, it might just be a pure drama fest, but it doesn't matter because I love watching it. That show for me is currently High School Musical, the series. I was a sucker for High School Musical when I was a teenager. Actually, I was in middle school when I started watching High School Musical. I think it was middle school or very close to middle school. And when they announced that they were doing a TV show, I was like, oh my god, more High School Musical. And it's, you know, cheesy and silly and a drama fest, but I love it. I just started watching the most recent season that they released, like, I don't remember, a few months ago. Taking me a while to get around to it. But Kiffin, I don't have to wait to watch it with him because he couldn't care less. So I watched a few episodes of that today while I was doing some work. Because even though it's my day off from the theater, I still have to work. Like trying to let myself rest, but also realizing that resting too much means that I don't get paid. Oh, the perks of being self-employed. Dan says, I don't have one currently, but Gotham was. Nice. Yeah, I have not seen Gotham. But that's just mostly because I don't care about Batman as much as the average nerd, if that makes sense. Batman's a give or take superhero for me. Honestly, I went to see the new movie and I was like, ugh, it's just so dark. Like, visually and, like, emotionally, I come out and I'm, like, exhausted. Okay, I think I can finally push these together. It's getting hard to differentiate them. Okay. It's not exactly the same on either side as far as like length and stuff goes, but I don't think it has to be, right? I'm just feeling kind of lazy. Although I do kind of wish that this came down further like this one does. So what if we do this and kind of just extend these guys? Except I don't want them to go that far down. Let's try that. This is gonna be weird. Looks like these guys over here are already extended like far enough. And then we can just, whoops, connect them. I'm definitely gonna have to clean up these lines. Ooh. Dan says it was visually dark. Yes. I feel like, oh, sorry. I feel like all the Batman movies are really dark. Visually and emotionally, but especially visually. Oh yeah, I wanted to erase those. I forgot. Let's see if I can... more even. Okay. Kiffin's calling me. I don't think he knows that I'm streaming currently. But he's one of the only people who can get through my do not disturb, so. He'll probably figure it out. Because he was in the room yesterday. Oops. When I mentioned that I'd be streaming around this time, so. One thing about this is that there also needs to be like ruffles up here too. And it'll be cleaner if I just do this on another layer, and then I can just erase that line. Sorry, I just realized I started erasing her arm there for a second, which we do not want to do. Sorry, bumped it. That's the thing about drawing with camera is that my head is like, I'm giving you my eye visual, but I also need my own eye visual. I do need a line to remain there, since this, you can still see her arm. And I'll do another one here. Yeah, now I'm looking at it, this whole thing, this whole line needs to have stuff on it. And I'm just going to assume that she has like long sleeves on. Oh, some kind of erase over here. Am I still on soft? Wow, I am. Look at me drawing with a soft pen. That actually kind of makes me feel good. I often will draw with my my other pen because I don't trust my hand, and so I want the pen to kind of do the work a little bit for me. Basically it just like, it like ups the what's it called? Of course I'm doing this on a different layer now. the stabilization, I basically created that pen specifically so that I would have more stable lines, because I didn't trust that my lines would be stable by themselves. The fact that I had to do it on this part because I needed some chaos to make this look the way it needed to be, and having something that was streamlined or stabilized meant that it would end up looking really fake and just not right, you know? Okay. Do the feet next, and then do I am gonna move this back to my studio pen though, because sometimes it's just like you're used to a certain kind of thing, you know? This part is gonna be fun. Let's do it. Interesting. Wonder why it does that. I'm gonna leave it though, and we're gonna try this. See if I can get this to sit how I want it to, and then we'll try this maybe. Oh, that's too high. I messed that up. I'm gonna go this way. There we go. And then this. That line's still messed up. I'm just gonna create a new one. Still weird that it does that. Okay, whatever. Okay. I'm going to erase this line because that is incorrect. And then just erase everything that's in her head. was like, these don't feel like they're accurately placed, but again, I'm not gonna be a perfectionist. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be done. That's what I tell myself. Okay, now I'm gonna do look like little game pieces. Okay, now do I attempt these Naboo crests? I might just a little bit smaller and just kind of do it. Oh my god, this looks so bad. Like, I want it to be like, it's Naboo. Wow, cool, you know, but also I don't want it to look terrible. Oh, I've already passed my 2-hour mark. I actually need to just probably call it without the Naboo crest on there. Mostly because it looks terrible. We're just gonna go for it. Signed, sealed, delivered. Maybe I can do like a... There's a design. It looks like Naboo. We all know this. Just kidding. No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna leave it as it is. What am I doing? I'm not erasing. I'm removing that. Yeah, doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look great. Doesn't look terrible. I don't like the line weight being so different here. Oh my god. Especially since it should be like the thickest ever right here. In order to show those shadows. gonna close that. Oh, I just realized I did not erase out of her hair here. That would have been embarrassing. Oh, sorry, Dan. You asked, are those beams like rays of light? They're actually just to look like her headdress thing. So you can see it's got kind of like these little nubs on the end and like the lines. So that's what those are. But I made it more of a perfect circle around her so that it would look more like that kind of angelic halo type of thing. Okay, now we're going to center it. And then sign it. Oops. That's funny. I forgot I left it on freeform. And then I need to find a surface to do my Inktober thing, but they're all very bumpy. I think I'm just gonna put it there. Come here. There we go. Oh, that's actually a little bigger than I thought it was. It's okay, I'll move it over. I'm being picky. Still on the same, yeah. I feel like I made my handwriting look really skinny right there because I was running out of room. Didn't like the way it looked. Okay. Here we go. All done. Sorry, here, let me zoom in so you can actually see it. Oh. Alright, I'm gonna go post this on the Instagrams. And now I want to add a ruffle right here. Damn it. This is what happens when I look too closely at things. Not really too closely at things. I just happened to notice that it looks like blank on that side, like a little empty. Okay, I'm gonna post this now. I'm going to, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna touch it anymore. Thank you all for watching. Sorry this one went a little bit long. I will catch you laters. Tomorrow I will stream probably around the same time, because it'll be the most convenient for me. So that'll be 5 p.m. Eastern, and the prompt will be demon. So see what I draw then. I actually already know what I'm gonna draw, but which is like a first for me because I'm usually figuring it out like 2 seconds before I start streaming. All right, well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.